one of the reasons that you can see that Hollywood has shifted its view of itself is the change in the demographic of the people who actually watch Oscar films. So it used to be that Oscar films between 1983 and 2003, really, virtually every Oscar film was a major winner in terms of the box office. Virtually every Oscar film did really well at the box office, at least the films that won Best Picture. Right? And so I'm going to look up the list right now, and I will tell you, there has not been an actual good movie that has won Best Picture at the Oscars, like a great movie that's won Best Picture at the Oscars, in my opinion, since 2010, and there hasn't been a box office winner at the Oscars for nearly 15 years. For nearly 15 years. It's really an amazing, amazing thing. Right? Let's look back at the Best Picture winners. So, 2016, the Best Picture winner was Moonlight, which made like $5 at the box office. Before that, it was Spotlight. Fine movie, completely forgettable. You know, I enjoyed Spotlight. I think Moonlight is a fine film. It was obviously the social justice winner because it was about gay black people in the inner city. Whatever, that's fine, but that's not exactly designed to be a box office busting winner. Okay, Spotlight won the year before that. The year before that, it was Birdman, which I thought was just an execrable film. I just thought it was an awful, awful movie. 12 Years a Slave, which I think is a very good movie, but not obviously one that's going to bust down the box office doors. Right? It's about slavery. It is not a highly entertaining film. I think it's a well-made film. I don't think it's as well-made as, for example, Schindler's List. But 12 Years a Slave is a good movie. But is it like an all-time classic movie? Probably not. Argo, which is completely forgettable now. Do you even remember Argo? I remember when it won. Like, I saw it. It's fine. It's fun. But it's not like Argo is not an important movie. The Artist, right? None of these movies made more than $5 at the box office. The King's Speech was the last really great movie that I think was a big winner at the Oscars. The Hurt Locker was the year before that. Slumdog Millionaire, which did decently at the box office, but won over like The Dark Knight. Are you kidding me? Okay, are you kidding me? It hasn't even, that was 2008. Okay, it's been 10 years. Does anyone even watch Slumdog Millionaire now? It's a fine film. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's not The Dark Knight. Okay, No Country for Old Men is 2007. That was the last big box office winner that actually did really, really well at the Oscars, was No Country for Old Men. So that was 2007. And before that was The Departed, which, meh. Okay, Crash, the worst movie of all time. Okay, $1 Million Baby, again, okay, but sorry, movies about euthanasia don't exactly blow it up at the box office. And then you get, but by 2003, I think it was really in the Bush era that this happened. 2003, by the middle of the Bush era, you can see the shift for Hollywood. The shift goes from, we are here to make movies that entertain you, to we are here to make movies that are specifically designed to say something important. Because before 2003, all of the movies that were winning were big box office winners. The reason this is important is the people in Hollywood, the people who vote at the Academy Awards, see their role differently. They see their role in life, seriously, as we are here in order not to make big movies that make lots of money and earn us all enormous paychecks. That's something nice that we do. But what we're really here to do is push a message. And you can see that from the Oscar winners, because before that it was Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. It was Gladiator. It was Shakespeare in Love, which did really well. It was Titanic. It was Braveheart. It was Forrest Gump. It was Schindler's List and Unforgiven. It was Silence of the Lambs. It was Dances with Wolves. Right? Every other year, it was a top 5 to top 10 box office movie that was winning. And we haven't had one of those in like 15 years. Okay, there's a reason for that, and it's because Hollywood does have messages it wants to promote. So we're going to talk about some of the messages that they wanted to promote at the Oscars last night.
Well, here now to react is the host of the Michael Knowles Show, Michael J. Knowles. Michael, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Now, ahead of the award show, producers said that Jimmy Kimmel was going to avoid pointed political commentary. Do you think he succeeded on that front?
No, I think he just avoided jokes and entertainment. Jimmy Kimmel, I think, made history last night. It was the first joke-free opening monologue to any Oscars telecast. Though perhaps we should be happy that he didn't cry during the broadcast. He may cry when the ratings come out. Last year was a 9-year low in ratings for the Oscars. I suspect this year will beat it. Jimmy Kimmel, it was amazing in his opening monologue. He actually told us that Hollywood celebrities, him included, consider their primary purpose to push left-wing activism, not to entertain, to push activism. He said these speeches are a great platform. We have to change the world. And that is how they were used throughout the entire night. We might call this the intersectional Oscars. Some person, as we played, named Common, went out and he sang about how the NRA is not God's way. All while, ironically, he was joined joined on stage by Cecile Richards, the president of Planned Parenthood, who has killed 3.8 million babies in her time at that job. It was all activism all night long. The jokes that you heard, the couple of barbs from Jimmy Kimmel, they were the most tedious, low-hanging fruit you could hear. The Republican president is a racist. We've never heard that one before. Or the best, I think, was how Vice President Mike Pence is uncomfortable with pederasty. We make movies such as Call Me By Your Name to make Mike Pence uncomfortable. Aren't we all supposed to be uncomfortable by that? What happened to the Me Too movement? And the most ironic moment of all is that the Academy, in the year of Me Too, in the year of Harvey Weinstein, awarded a statue to Kobe Bryant, perhaps the most prominent accused rapist in the United States.
Huh. All right. Well, it's interesting, and I just want to talk about what happens to the actual show, because I think the reason they see the ratings decline is that people, A, don't want to lecture, and B, this country is comprised of people on the left, people on the right, and some people in the middle. If you're on the left, you would have loved a show like last night. If you're in the middle, you just would have been probably uncomfortable, and if you're on the right, you would have hated it. So I don't understand why you would want to break apart your audience like that.
I think they can't resist it. Donald Trump has driven them crazy, as we have seen since November 2016. And there were a few moments last night of gracious speeches of entertainers who primarily entertain and pursue their art, such as Gary Oldman. Going up there, he thanked America, he thanked Winston Churchill, he thanked the Academy, and he left. But fear not, if you were turned off by such a show of grace, Frances McDormand came on right after and started shrieking about feminism and how millionaire actresses should make even more money. They cannot resist it. They think that their primary role is to push politics and not to entertain. And the more that they believe that, the more people are going to tune out.
Well, yeah, and you know, I know that you watched the whole entire thing because you were live tweeting it, so you must be pretty tired. But the show was, what, 4.5 hours long, so there were also a lot of non-political moments as well, and awards handed out. So some politics, but a lot of fun as well. Michael J. Knowles, thank you so much for being with us today.